Whoa, what's going on? What's going on here? What's going on here, y'all? Check. Boy, Heaven had to go live here on breaking news. Everybody come in. I'm going to give people a chance to get in here. Hey, what's up? What's up, Jessica? What's up, Ariana? Give y'all a chance to get up in here. This is big news. Big news. What's going to happen next? What's up? What's up, Larisha? What's up? Let me get the story. Hold on. What's up? Everybody's reporting on it now. TMZ them reported it, so we're going to go up theirs. And this happened in the morning time. Now, there's been a lot of speculation over the last couple of years when Crip and career criminal Keefe D, what's up, Craig? When career criminal Keefe D started talking on the blogs to Vlad TV, of course, first, and after that to like the Art of Dialogue and different blogs. When he started mentioning different names and saying that Orlando Anderson was the one who killed Tupac, and he cut a deal, with the LAPD. He cut a deal on Vegas, whichever one it was, that if they found some drugs on him, and they basically said, if you cooperate with us with the Tupac situation, we'll pretty much let you off the hook. So he did that. I think that was with the Attorney General or something like that. But they also threw in a little note and said, if you ever change your story or if you ever lie about anything as far as this goes, the deal is off and you will be indicted. So Keefe D has started running his mouth over the past year or so and he mentioned that Puffy, Sean Combs, right? Sean Combs paid him and paid the Southside the Crips, or offered $1 million for the life of Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. Now, this is what Keefe D said. Now, mind you, there's no proof that that conversation ever took place. Puffy has, Puffy did hang out occasionally with Keefe D. So he was seen with Keefe D before. Keefe D and his crew was actually allegedly hired at one point to protect Puffy, when they're in LA. He went out and spoke to Keefe D. Spoke to Keefe D, right? And Keefe D said that Sean Puffy Combs offered him $1 million for the lives of Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. Now, let me take a look at what the AP is saying. Let me change my editor here. Let me take a look at what the AP is saying. Hold on. Yeah, I can't get my what you call it? Hold on, guys. Okay. Info. So let me read this right here. One of the last living witnesses to the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur has been arrested in the Las Vegas area, a long-awaited breakthrough in a case that has frustrated investigators and fascinated the public ever since the hip-hop icon was gunned down on the Las Vegas Strip 27 years ago. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was arrested early Friday morning on suspicion of murder. According to the two officials with first-hand knowledge of the arrest, they requested anonymity ahead of an expected indictment later Friday. Anonymity. It wasn't immediately clear if Davis has an attorney who can comment on his behalf. Davis hasn't responded to multiple phone and text messages from the Associated Press seeking comment on interview in more than 2 months since police served a search warrant at his wife's home in Las Vegas, suburb of Henderson. Police were looking for items concerning the murder of Tupac Shakur. According to the warrant, they collected multiple computers, a cell phone, a hard drive, a Vibe magazine that featured Shakur, several .40 caliber bullets, 2 tubs containing photographs, and a copy of Davis' memoir. So, the question will be, once they shake All he had to do was shut up. Exactly. All he had to do was shut up, and he couldn't even do that. Absolutely ridiculous. Couldn't even do that. Everybody can hear me? Can you hear me now? Ho, 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 ho. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay. So it says here, let me continue on, and then we can get into a discussion. Davis has been long known to investigators. He admitted in an interview, and in 2019, his tell-all memoir, Compton Street Legend, that he was in the Cadillac from which the gunfire erupted during September 7, 1996. That night, Shakur was in a BMW driven by Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight and a convoy of about 10 cars. They were waiting at a red light when a white Cadillac pulled up next to them. Gunfire erupted. Shakur was shot multiple times, died a week later. The rapper's death came as his fourth solo album, All Eyes on Me, remained on the charts with 5 million copies sold, nominated 6 times for Grammys. Shakur is still largely considered one of the most influential and versatile rappers of all time. In his memoir, Davis said he was in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and had slipped the gun used in the killing into the back seat, from where he said the shots were fired. Now, Davis implicated his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, saying he was one of 2 people in the back seat. Anderson, a known rival of Shakur, had been involved in a casino brawl with the rapper shortly before the shooting. Anderson died 2 years later. He denied any involved in Shakur's death. So Orlando Anderson, when he was alive, he denied shooting Tupac. Davis revealed in his memoir that he first broke his silence in 2010 during a closed-door meeting with federal and local authorities. At the time, he was 46 and facing life in prison on drug charges when he agreed to speak with them about Tupac's killing, as well as the fatal shooting 6 months later of Tupac's rap rival, Biggie Smalls, also known as Notorious B.I.G. He said they offered to let me go for running a criminal enterprise and numerous alleged murders for the truth about Tupac and Biggie murders. They promised they would shred the indictment and start the grand jury if I helped them out. Shakur was feuding at the time with rap rival Biggie Small, who was fatally shot in March of '97. At that time, both rappers were in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast rivalry, primarily defined the hip-hop scene during the mid-1990s. What's up? What's up, Sexy 60? Greg Kading, a retired Los Angeles police detective who spent years investigating the Shakur killing and wrote a book about it, said he's not surprised by Davis's arrest. The former Los Angeles police detective said he believed the investigation gained new momentum in recent years following Davis' public descriptions of his role in the killing. You see, if he just would have laid low, see, this nigga wanted to get arrested. He wants to get arrested because he wants to be tied to that murder. You see some of his interviews? This guy ain't sorry. Oh, you put hands on my cousin. You should have put hands on Lando. Lando's a kid. It's those events that have given Las Vegas the ammunition and the leverage to move forward. Kading said prior to Keefe D's public declarations, the cases were unprosecutable as they stood. They couldn't prosecute anybody. And this dude, done went and made himself a suspect. He wants bragging rights. He sees that now he's basically an old, broke gangster. A guy who had millions at one time. Now he doesn't have millions anymore. And he has to do interviews on Black TV for money. Look like he ain't washed up in a year. Flabby and sick. You know what I mean? Bad teeth. All that money he had. So now this is the only thing he has left. Everybody dying off. The only thing he has left is bragging rights for this. Now, the reason why, and none of these articles that I've seen, none of these articles mention Puff. But if they go to Keffe D and they say, was there anybody else in on it? Who ordered this shooting? Did you just shoot him because he got into a fight with your nephew? Who ordered the shooting? What's up, Dolly? And if he says Sean Puffy Combs, he offered $1 million if we kill Suge Knight and Tupac. Now, there's a couple of things here that's in Puffy's favor. All right? There's a couple of things that's in Puffy's favor. The first thing is there's no proof of that conversation ever taking place. And anybody who can confirm that that conversation took place is dead. I mean, if Suge Knight knows anything about Diddy, I mean, Suge Knight was never told that Diddy wanted him dead. He was never told that by anybody. Right? He was never told that. And again, even if he was told that, even if he comes and says he was told that, Suge Knight has already said he knows who shot Tupac, but he's not saying. I mean, Jessica, once they started raiding Keffe D's place, if it is true, right, but they said, you know, he said he gave the masters back a year ago. But if it is true, Who knows? Maybe Puffy's thinking, you know what? But he didn't give it back to everybody. If I give back to Masters, to Mace was out there. I mean, you might be on to something. Who knows? Who knows what Puffy's thinking? It's like, you know what? Maybe if I be nice and give everybody back to their Masters, maybe I can, co-up a story. People as a character witness that'll say I would never do that. But we're not there yet. What's going to happen is, first of all, they are going to talk to Keefe D. They're going to talk to Keefe D. And if they say, were you in on this by yourself? If you give us who sent you to kill Tupac, we might be able to cut you a deal. If they offer him some sort of deal, oh, you best believe he's going to say it was Diddy. Now, like I said, a couple of things are working in Diddy's favor. Number one, it was 27 years ago, and nobody has proof of that conversation. Number two, anybody who does have proof of that conversation is dead. Now, the story went that Diddy was just offering, right, and saying, man, I'll do anything. I would do anything to get him up out of here. I would give anything to get rid of him. They said he was talking about Puffy. I mean, he's talking about Pac. Pac had just dropped that record. He was pressing big, pressing Puff. Puffy said after that, he need to go. He needs to go. I swear, I'd give anything. Hell, $1 million. So when he said that, Keefe D said, huh? Did you say you'd give $1 million? Puffy allegedly said, whatever. Now, he threw that out there. But however, here goes the part. Here goes the part. Number one, there's no proof Puffy ever said that. Number two, there was never a contract. So if there was a contract, then that would be it. Diddy would be dead to rights. There was never a contract other than him verbally mentioning it. Number three, Keefe D never got paid. So if Keefe D would have got paid that $1 million, they would be able to trace back who gave it to him. But he never got paid. According to Keefe D, Von Zip, who's also passed away, rest in peace, Von Zip, who did all of Diddy's transactions for him and street transactions, said he was supposed to pay Keefe D their money. But since Suge Knight was not killed, they said you're only getting $500,000 because Suge Knight ain't dead. Now Von Zip never paid Keefe D that money. Right? He never paid him that money. So it's not, we can't really say it's work for hire because he never got paid. And then there's no contract of Diddy saying, yeah, I'll pay you if you kill this mother. He's just saying a conversation. Now Diddy is going to be lawyered up if they call him in, and he's going to say, Keefe D full of shit. He's just trying to save his ass. I ain't never offered Keefe D no money to kill another black man. Did you ever threaten to kill Tupac? No, I ain't never threatened to kill Tupac. Right? Did you ever threaten to kill Suge Knight? Me and Suge Knight were friends before the whole Tupac and Biggie beef started. And let's just clear things up. This is Diddy. This is Diddy pushing his bullshit. This is the Scorpio. Let's just clear things up. This was not a East Coast, West Coast beef. This was a Tupac and Biggie beef. We were not beefing with the West Coast. I can hear Puffy saying this. This is exactly what he's going to say. Trust me, y'all. Trust me. This is exactly what he's going to say. I live out in L.A. I've been living out in L.A. for 25 years. I never had any problems coming to L.A. So it wasn't an East Coast, West Coast. It was a Tupac and Biggie beef. So why would I want them killed? They were going to eventually squash it. So they're going to have to. So now what's going to happen after that? They're going to call in Gene Deal. Because Gene Deal, you know he hates Puffy and wants to see Puffy go down. Gene Deal was on Doggy Diamonds, and he said he saw the check. He said he saw $1 million check that Vaughn Zip had. Again, Vaughn Zip is dead. But Gene Deal says he saw the $1 million check. He even slipped up and said, I saw the $1 million check for Tupac's death. And then when Doggy Diamonds tried to hold his feet to the fire and say, so you're telling me Puffy paid $1 million to have Tupac killed? And then he said, I didn't say that, bro. I don't know. I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume that's what it was for, because I didn't see him give him the check. And I didn't hear him say, this is for Tupac's death. I'm just assuming that that's what the money was for. See, what you can't do that, brother. You cannot assume because you saw $1 million check. What's up, Jamina? Because you saw $1 million check, you cannot assume that that was for Tupac's death, even though you heard Keffe D say Puffy's going to pay them $1 million. You can't assume that. So now what they would have to do is, I know it's been 27 years, but $1 million check, they'll be able to trace it. It may take them a while. But if they go back to the records 27 years ago and see that there was a check written out, nobody's name was on it. But what was on the check was for Black Round Records. Yeah, he's going to get arrested. Do you think there's a connection to Biggie and Pac's death? Well, shout out to my boy Choke No Joke. Now, Choke No Joke has a theory, and he read somebody else's case, one of the police that worked on the case. And they say that they believe that the same people who shot Biggie shot Pac. And Suge Knight one time said, if you solve Pac's murder, you solve Biggie's murder. Suge Knight once said that. So, according to the guy who choked theory, Choke's theory is Puffy had nothing to do with it, right? That's in Choke's theory. He believes that the LAPD killed Biggie and Pac. So, me personally, I think Tupac was killed because he got into a fight and stomped out a gang member, a young gang member. And I believe Big was killed. I believe Suge Knight is behind Biggie's death because they were sore about losing Tupac. So it was, if we gotta lose our best, y'all gonna lose your best. And I believe that the police he set up, he used his police ties with David Mack and all these other crooked cops in order to kill Big. So that is what I believe. Now, I'm sure there's going to be 20 different scenarios. Some people think it's tied together. Some people think it's totally random. Right? But then even though he was joking around, people was like, why would Eminem put that in a rap? Just random. Why would Eminem say in the battle against Machine Gun Kelly, just out of the blue, the day you put out a hit is the day Puffy admits he put out the hit that got Pac killed. Eminem said that in a rap, in a battle rap. Now, at the end of the record, of course, he tried to clean it up and said, I'm just kidding, Diddy. You know I love you. But the horse was already out of the barn by then. The horse was already out of the barn. So people was like, wait, what was that? What was that? What were you talking about? What's this stuff about Diddy set up Pac, sent out the hit that got Pac killed? What is that you saying? Oh, no, nothing. That's just Slim Shady. Slim Shady. Slim Shady. Chicka, Slim Shady. No. Don't give me that Slim Shady shit. What did you say? You said something about putting out a hit that got Pac killed? I was just playing. When that happened, Puffy was very upset at Eminem. And Puffy said, get that motherfucker on the phone. I'll take it. He said, you know what? Matter of fact, I'll handle him. That was the last we heard of it. Now, here's the thing. Do I think Diddy is going to get brought in for questioning? Yes. Do I think there's a chance that Diddy gets indicted? for conspiracy to kill Tupac Shakur? Do I think there's a chance? Yes. Do I think Diddy is going to jail for conspiracy, the murder to kill Tupac Shakur? Absolutely not. See, there's enough. You can bring people in on speculation, and you can bring people in on circumstantial evidence, and you can bring people in on he say, she say. But when it comes down to proving it, I don't think they can prove it. I mean, how are they going to prove it? Unless Keefe D, and he must not, or else he would have said something, unless Keefe D has a recording of Diddy. Because they trace it back to Blackground Records. Well, guess who was Blackground Records? Aaliyah's uncle. Guess where Aaliyah's uncle at? He dead. As Tommy says, he dead. If that $1 million was for Blackground Records, at least that's what it said. It's for Blackground Records. It didn't have Keefe D name on it. I mean, we changed his name to Love way before that. He changed his name to Love about 5 years ago, Dolly. Not when they started acting. He just started being nice with the thing with those, but he changed his name to Love way back after he had smacked Drake. He changed his name to Love then. It's going to get interesting. People just think it's such clean, cut, and dry that you're going to be able to arrest Puffy because Keefe D said it. No, first of all, you can't take Keefe D's word for it. Puffy's going to say this dude is just trying to protect himself. You know? Yeah, we hung out a couple of times, and yeah, he protected me when I was in LA. But there's no way I'd be stupid enough to attach myself to the murder of one of the biggest rappers of our time. So you can speculate about Diddy. You can say, yeah, that looked like something he do. Hell, you can even say, yeah, I think he did it. But I got 2 houses. I'm willing to bet one of them that Diddy does not get convicted of conspiracy. Because that's what conspiracy is. Yeah, if he did 30, that's great. I don't know if he did 30, but that's great if he did 30. Especially for R&B now, and for Diddy, he's an outdated artist. So if Diddy did 30, that's crazy. Well, his mother, she dead. We're going to see what any cut. I think his brother, I think the guy Mo Preem is his brother. We're going to see, but I can't wait to see what Choke has to say, what Reggie has to say. Gene is going to be called in. Gene is going to be called in. Big Gene, you better get ready, brother. They're going to call you in. And they're going to say, you said you saw $1 million check, right? And it's going to be probably the first time Gene and Puffy come face to face in many, many years. Man, oh man. This is going to be must-see TV or must-see internet. All the stuff Gene been talking about Puffy, and now he got to see Puffy going to see him face to face, and he going to be testifying that he saw $1 million, which he assumed to be money for the murder of Tupac. Wow. Chokler came on and went off. I wonder what he said, because he was saying that Keefe D didn't do it. But we're gonna see, man. It's something to look at. Keefe D, I think his name is Dwayne Davis. Dwayne Keefe D Davis has been arrested. And they hope they found something. They mentioned the bad history with police and the Shakur family. How much waiting on more info? Right. So we'll keep y'all updated, man. I just had to come on here, put the news out there, and we're going to be watching to see if Diddy gets called or if Diddy gets investigated. They quietly investigated LeBron James. The haters finally got their wish, and I'm glad to say to all the haters, they found nothing. So stop hating on the Kang. You tried to get him, this black man, hemmed up. For whatever reason, everybody hates LeBron James, and they want to see him go down. I've never seen a superstar who don't bother nobody. I've never seen so many black people want to take him down. But thank God LeBron is clean. There was no steroids. He didn't pass. He didn't fail a test. So they found nothing. What's up? What's up? I said G gonna be missing chilling in Cuba. So that's all for now. Something else come up, you know, I'll be here to bring you the news. Dwayne Keefe D Davis arrested on suspicions for the killing of the late great Tupac Shakur. Anything else pop off? You know I'm gonna be here with IE News to give y'all the exclusive. We go.